Hello everyone, it's the Needy Professor. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. A lot of us craft because the people who came before us crafted, and that's certainly the case in my family. And to the extent that that's the case, we often inherit the craft projects, many of them unfinished, of the people who passed before us, parents, grandparents. In my case, I have things here from my brother who passed in 2017 and my mother who actually passed on my birthday in, I believe it was 2001. And there may be a few things in here from grandparents. I'm not sure because these relatives passed before they could explain everything in this little collection that I'm going to show you. So some of what I'm going to talk about here is guesses. But in any case, both my mother and my brother were very talented craftspeople. And another reason why I thought it'd be fun to do this is because in my novels, I celebrate not just knitting, but I celebrate all fiber crafting. So there is a lot of crocheting. There's fiber art, as you know, like fine art. There is a certain amount of embroidery, quilting, and the current volume that I'm working on now, sewing, is coming to the fore. So it's about 75, maybe 60, 70% knitting, but all the fiber crafts are celebrated. So why not take a little knitting break and look at some Bargello needlepoint. I honestly don't know if this was my brother's work or my mother's work. So I would guess it was my mother's work, but I can't swear to it. In any case, I remember her being very interested in Bargello, and I have a couple of pillows that she made. Here is another interesting example of Bargello done with embroidery floss. And again, I'm going to say it's my mother's work. Obviously, it's, you know, it's raw, it's unfinished. I should, you know, one of the things I want to do when I retire, besides continue writing, is to deal with these lovely pieces, many of which are, you know, arguably finished, but haven't been made into, you know, an artifact. So that is just a lovely color piece. Here's some cross stitch. This got the thread right in there, you know, so somebody was working on this. And again, I'm going to guess it was my brother. That looks like his taste. He had very feminine tastes, but I don't know for sure. It's really pretty though. It's beautifully done cross stitch. I don't know. I really feel like that was my brother's work. I don't know for sure. Here's an interesting piece. It looks quite old. It looks like, you know, kind of a practice piece that somebody might have done. And we can tell just by, you know, the wrinkling and the yellowing of the cotton that it's quite an old piece. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I want to say my mother made this because she did have chronic illness and chronic pain. And she had a picture of the Serenity Prayer hanging in her room. Here's another piece that I couldn't say. I couldn't say who was working on this. So it's a really cool fish. It's needlepoint, but obviously we're dealing with different stitches there, not just like continental or basket weave. So it's going to need a lot of stitching. But this could be a fun, creative project because, you know, the background could be any number of different kinds of stitches. I do have books with dictionaries of needlepoint stitches. And as you know, I love color. This could easily be something that looks like a Delft tile in the color scheme. It could be a lot of fun. But again, I don't know who worked on it. I don't know. I inherited it. Now, here's a piece that I'm quite confident that my brother made this. So this is designed, I'll show you the book. It's designed to be a dollhouse rug, and he loved dollhouses. So we have this book in here. He was all into anything that was sort of Victorian. I remember when I was young, we lived in New York, and he was always talking about Godet's ladies prints, and these were back from the mid-19th century, and he made muslin dolls, and so he was interested in doll houses as well. So he has this book, Miniature Needlepoint Rugs for Doll Houses. And I actually started making one of these as well. Here we see the pattern for what I'm going to show you. Ooh, look at this higher one. And these don't have to be in miniatures, right? These could be, you could use any sort of, what am I trying to say, gauge or whatever. Here's a couple of examples from the book. And let me just take this out of the bag. It's gorgeous, gorgeous work. And it's finished. It needs to be blocked. So it's something I probably could just frame. We've got all, you know, all the remaining, the needles, everything is in here, just like he left it. And isn't that gorgeous? Well, actually, it's not quite, it's not quite finished. It's not quite finished. So, yeah, but, you know, that's not a whole lot left. I mean, that could be finished in a week's time. And then we've got just a spectacular little remembrance of him. So, yeah, I can see now. I didn't see that when it was in the bag, but we've just got some white to fill in there. So, a labor of love. I know there's an organization that finishes people's knitting projects, and I've forgotten what it's called, but I've always been intrigued with that work. I haven't gotten to the point in my life where that's something that I would have time to do. I need to first get beyond knitting stuff for me and move towards knitting stuff for my kids, and hopefully not too long from now, grandkids. But you know, there are people who they kind of run out of things to knit for themselves and their family, and then they knit for others. Now, my mom used to make these cute little coasters. She bought these plastic forms, and then she would needlepoint over them. So I know for a fact that this is her work. Just drop one on the floor. Cute little butterflies. So we do have some, quite a number of these around. I have some upstairs that I've been using. What else have we got here? Here's an interesting, so here's the pattern. Something about strawberries. It's looks like a counted thread cross stitch. We'll open this one up. And again, I don't know if it was my brother or my mom who worked on this. My brother was really big in padding. I should find some samples of that. I would have to, there might be something in here. I don't know. We'll find out. But isn't that cute? Strawberries. It looks like there's something isn't finished there. The needle is just waiting, ready to keep working on something. I'll have to look at the pattern and see what's missing, but it's adorable. And, you know, it's close enough to where I should just finish it. And it could be a placemat. It could be all kinds of things. I'm the type of person that I like to use what I make. And yes, it can wear it out. But it's the one way to assure that I get maximum enjoyment out of it. So I think putting stuff away in a drawer or hiding it away, well, even in this situation, of course I inherited all this stuff, and it's going to take time to process, but you know, once done, I prefer to have it out where I can really take full advantage, even to the point of wearing it out. Here I'm looking at patterns. Nothing was completed there. This looks like a little tablecloth or curtain. I think it's probably a curtain. Very cute. Is this applique? I'm not sure what that is. To me, it looks like a kind of applique sort of, you know, where you have these little shapes and then they're sewn on there in a fancy kind of way. So, no idea. I could almost see this having come from a grandmother, an aunt, but I don't know. And my sister, who's the genealogist in the family, hey, dogs, come here. Be good. She doesn't know either. Now, I do have some lace in here, but I'm not going to go through all of it because, number one, the dogs are driving me crazy. I have a feeling, it could be from way back. I mean, there's just all kinds of things in here. No idea who made it. You know, it's probably handmade. It would take forever. But here's sort of a little table runner kind of piece. That's pretty. Again, who made it? I don't know. It's very pretty. But this, I think it's finished. I should go and put this on the table. Isn't that pretty? Look at those colors. Those colors are kind of inspiring. So I'm going to set that aside. Maybe I could use that one. There are a couple of other, these are like the kind of thing that, you know, 100 years ago, people would put their lamp on top of this. It's really cute. Hey, doggies, doggies. They are going at it. Hey, Sparky, your dad's calling you. Crazy dogs. All right, I'm going to get past all the doilies. And let's see what else we have in here. Oh my goodness, this looks really interesting. Let's find out what this one is. This is definitely unfinished. And it looks like it's ambitious. So, hey dogs. Been sitting here for a while. I see there's a whole kit in here. Let's see what we've got. Well, this certainly fits with the family heirloom type of vibe because my father's side of the family is from Pennsylvania, and that heart in the middle looks very Pennsylvania Dutch. Very Pennsylvania Dutch. Look at those horses. They remind me of the Amish farmers riding by with their buggies. That's adorable. So I'll have to study. It's clearly not done. There's a border going on over here that is interrupted. So we're going to take a peek here. Thanks for going on this little exploratory ride with me. There's all kinds of floss in here. This is quite the pattern. It's almost frighteningly big. In fact, it's been clipped onto a sort of a tin to keep it flat. But yeah, I mean, you can tell this is quite involved, and I think there's a lot of work left to be done on it. However, it looks kind of fun. I'm going to take a look at those trees. We just saw the trees. Look at those. Very beautiful. So, I've got my work cut out for me, that's for sure. Now, obviously, I'm only one person. I do have a daughter. She is interested in handcrafts. And down the road, some of these may end up in her house. And then if she has a child who's interested in crafting, they can take it from there. This doesn't look like they got very far at all. Let's see what we have here. It's a beautiful start. It's beadwork. Those are all beads. Wow. And the book, Counted Bead Embroidery. I have never tried that. It looks like we're dealing with the A in the middle. So, yeah, I'll think about that one. I'm more drawn to the needlepoint. Let's see what else we have. There are a number of kits in here. Some of these, they haven't even been begun. This one says Home Sweet Home. And I can see some progress has been made here, but I feel like it's minimal. All the floss is falling out. Actually, it's off to a good start. Look at that. Home Sweet Home. It's beautiful. Canted thread cross stitch. I've done some canted thread cross stitch in my day. I have to pick up some embroidery floss. Bear with me here for a second. Yeah, if only you could help me, Benny, instead of cutting up. But there's a whole pattern in here. Gotta pick up the floss. I have tins and tins full of embroidery floss, partly from past projects that I've done. Maybe I'll get out some of my canted thread cross stitch at one point. I haven't really featured that in my novels yet, but that could change. Let's see. Got a few more goodies in here. This is just printed on. I kind of like the color of that raw canvas, and it's a beautiful salmon and a crimson red on there. That could make a cute little wall hanging. That's for sure. This one barely got started. Again, this looks quite old. To a friend's house, the way is never long. It's very sweet. My brother used to love to do embroidery. He did a rather ambitious sampler when he was younger, and we have that because that he did finish. Here's another one that's got a cute saying. This is the "Now I lay me down to sleep" prayer. Somebody made some pretty good progress on that. Ways to go though. Got the lettering done. So I kind of feel like I'm getting down towards, well, there are a couple more. We'll just see what else we've got here. It's fun to get these out again and explore and see. I should make a priority list. Love, faith, work, hope, play, charity, laughter, happiness, tree. Happiness is catching, we get it from one another. So this one, this is so close to done. I'll just kind of run it up the flagpole there. You can see there's just a few stitches left on that. See these little flowers down here? They need to be finished. And that's mainly it. Those houses are cute. So this could be a wall hanging. I see a little edge here that needs to be done. Could be a wall hanging in a kitchen, bedroom. That is so close to done. And then there's this ginormous, almost frighteningly large tablecloth that someone started. Now, my grandmother was huge with doing cross-stitch tablecloths. We have a few finished ones. And this one got started, but that's about it. I see there's like an end of it done here. It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful piece. Really lovely. You know, it could be an heirloom when it's done. It really could. I look at the size of this and I'm like, oh my God. It just seems like it would take, maybe I should get have a party. Like a Amish quilting bee, just put it out on a frame, invite 8 people to stitch on it over the course of a month. Then we'd get it done. It'd be kind of fun too. And that's something else I have is, I did get a friend of mine to finish a quilt top that I had. But I have another one, and she kind of, after the first one, that was enough. So, never got the second one done. So anyhow, it looks like I'm down to things that haven't been finished or even hardly started. For example, here's a kit for a Victorian ornament. But in any case, yeah. Thank you for kind of going on this little trip down memory lane with me. I think I should probably make a priority of this one because it's so close to being done. I have everything I need. I mean, we've got the thread, the wool, and it actually is wool. I have bins and bins full of tapestry wool too, so I have plenty to do over the next 40 or so years, which is a good thing, but it's also kind of inspiring to think that you know, I can kind of continue directly, concretely, the legacy of the crafters who preceded me by stewarding some of these projects through to their completion. So thanks for going with me on this little journey. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and feel free to share. If you've inherited, you know, beautiful objects that remind you of loved ones who came before you, maybe you've completed projects such as these, it would be really interesting to know your experience with that kind of thing. It's kind of a opportunity to process your grief productively, positively, and so I could smell my brother on some of these projects. It was almost like just feeling so potently his presence, and knowing that with my hands. Yes, hi Benny. Benny's pawing me. He wants me to be done, but that his hands were all over this. My hands can touch the object that he touched over and over again and do his work and almost channel him and sort of bring him back to life that way. That's what makes it really special. And grief is something that plays a role in my novels too. We can't get away from it. It's always there. We're transitory. So I really like in fact, the very first novel of my series is called The Ancestor. It's all about channeling your ancestors, because it's kind of what we do. It's kind of what we do. It's a really cool phenomenon. So let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.